All right, Oval fans, lordy, lordy, lordy. So it has been revealed the father of Picky, the man that Nancy laid with while Richard was overseas protecting this country. So before going further into this, make sure you go ahead and hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe, that way you can help me reach 200,000. Follow me on social media, links are in the description below. And finally, hit the bell icon and select all because, well, you don't want to miss out when I post content on this wacky show. This is the most talked about moment of the episode, no doubt about that, based on Twitter, the live stream I did and things of that nature. Now let's cut to the chase. Yes, it is true that last year, a certain script was leaked online and it did reveal this twist, but some people, well, majority of people just didn't know, given the fact that, well, look at how surprised everybody was. And yeah, this was a pretty interesting scene, and I think that a lot of people are laughing at this scene as much as the amount of people who are just genuinely shocked by the scene. During the live stream, it was apparent, and even the actress portraying Nancy, she got into the fun because she shared a couple of Instagram stories of people laughing at the reaction, or their hysterical reaction to Nancy. I regret it from that moment to this one. Oh, Richard, no! Just her voice and everything in the scene. But either way, Richard's father, look. I've looked at that particular part of the scene where Richard says, "Was it blank?" "Yes, my father." I cannot get the man's name. Look, if there's anybody who watched it with closed captioning or you got the name on the first go, leave a comment because I swear I cannot get the name. Even with captioning, it wouldn't work. But in any case, she was 23. He would come over every weekend. I told y'all that was the title. Every weekend, that was going to be linked to Nancy and whoever she slept with. They only had sex once, but like they say, one time is enough. Only one time is more than enough. You know what? They prayed together. He took care of the yard. They went to church together. So was Richard's mom alive at this time? I mean, I don't think anybody's ever mentioned that. Everybody's still in genuine shock because, well, this means that Picky was, rest his soul. Picky was Richard's, half brother, if I'm not mistaken. And by extension, that means instead of cousins, he was Barry's uncle once removed. I could be wrong about that, but either way, in simplistic, to just simplify it, that was Richard's brother, and that was Barry's uncle. And to be completely honest, bad enough she withheld this information. Now, did she do it to spare Richard's feelings, or did she only do it for herself? Because look at the links she went through to make sure this secret didn't go out. She had Picky, gave him over to her sister to raise as her son, hence why, oh, Barry, this is your cousin Picky. And then she basically, all these years over, I want to say, about 20 some years, never had a savings account. Like their family never had savings because Nancy would always take that money, whatever money they had saved up, and gave it to her sister each month for child support / hush money to take care of Picky, but then also to not reveal the truth about how Nancy, I'm going to assume, well, I don't know exactly if Nancy's sister knew that Nancy had sex with her father-in-law, but either way, she knew that Nancy obviously stepped down on Richard, hence why, oh, take care of this baby for me while Richard's away at war. So even though at first I'm like, yeah, because she did say how much, Richard looks up to, respected that man. Yeah, he definitely loved his father. I think, no, you did this. You keep saying you did this to protect so-and-so. You did this to spare their feelings. But at the end of the day, Nancy did this for herself. I don't feel bad for her at all. I feel more upset for Richard because As soon as, because in the trailer, we see him balling up his fist and like, oh shit, is he going to hit Nancy? What was the first thing this man did after finding out his father was the man that Nancy had picky with? He went over, put his hand on her hands and said, did he rape you? Look at this man. Yeah, Richard, I haven't been a fan of Richard's behavior for most of the season, like going after Frida and whatnot. But this man, after losing his mind, pulling his hair out, trying to figure out who did it, after learning who actually did it, his first concern is whether or not Nancy was raped. Basically mean like, look, I don't think it's been revealed as to whether or not Richard's father's still alive, but that was if Nancy would have said yes, he would go whoop that old man's ass, rightfully so. Especially the fact not only you raped my wife when I'm at war, but all these years you smiling, everything like nothing ever happened. So props to Richard. I feel like Richard, I feel like maybe I'm saying this now. I haven't done my episode review. I've done all my other oval videos, but not the review. This definitely was an MVP moment for Richard in my book, because I don't think anyone ever so far, because there's only been a few hours since the episode aired, but I don't think anybody's ever pointed out how Richard did that. Like, he just swooped in. His first concern was, were you raped? I did it on purpose. What? Okay, now I'm laughing at the scene. And then after that, Richard couldn't even stand to be in the same room as her. Richard. But no, that's the situation. It's crazy. I mean, speaking of not feeling bad, like when she told Barry, oh, you being so hard-headed and everything, it would have been, she didn't even tell him about the funeral? For real, Nancy? And then you're going to sit up there and say, well, nobody came? Well, you didn't tell anybody. And also on top of that, it's like, it will be one thing, I'm not going to get into the whole of Barry's being disrespectful and whatnot, bull crap. It will be one thing if, Barry kept storming out of the house because he was looking for his daughter, like in season 1. But there were plenty of opportunities where he was just sitting there trying to get you and Richard to reconcile, and you didn't once say, well, hey, Piggy's funeral is such and such a time. No, you never said that. So I have no sympathy for Nancy, even though I've had some interesting discussions via the live stream and other people through DMs. Like, not saying that it's right, but during wartime and whatnot, it wasn't uncommon for people to hook up. If their loved one was overseas, they have wants, needs, and desires and stuff like that. And I don't know exactly how long they've been married. Maybe it's been mentioned, but I forgot. But something tells me this was potentially early on in their marriage. Nancy saying she was 23 and all. So they could have been like newlyweds, or at least maybe a couple years in before he got drafted. And, because of that made her kind of extra vulnerable. Again, not trying to say I'm sympathetic towards Nancy, but I'm just kind of like with Sam and Victoria. I'm trying to paint the picture of, oh, I see how things got to this point. But, yeah, my biggest questions were, was Richard's mother still alive at this point? Is Richard's father still alive now? And the fact of, I would say, what's Barry going to do when he finds out? But this fool has enough trouble on his hand because his hard-headed ass should have waited for his daddy, or at least gave him the right time. But thankfully, no, Richard, I didn't want anything to happen to poor Richard. He's been through enough. He's been shot dealing with that damn fool Barry. Not to mention he and Barry, and I still don't think they shot that one dude in season 1. The guy that was shot through the window, but whatever. So thanks so much for tuning into this video. What do you think about messy Nancy? I just swear, Nancy, you did this to your own damn self. It's like when Richard was telling Sam, what? I ain't going to help you out with this. You did this to your own damn self. I feel the same way about Nancy in this situation. It's like you keep telling yourself that you did this for other people to spare their feelings, to protect them, but you did this to your own damn self, and now you got to lay in it. So, with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in, and if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.